Hello.
This is Patricia. Hi, I'm Patricia. I am Elena's colleague, and she is doing such great work with 1 million women to tech. And we're here for the inner coding session. Patricia has agreed to be with us today. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. You know that.
Yes, we know
So.
that. As you would have seen or will see in your email, Patricia has been a leading expert, a thought leader, teacher's teacher for the past several decades in the field of communications and how we think about the world, the human potential. Patricia, do you want to tell us something about the human potential? What do you mean by
Well, I think more than ever in human history, for many reasons, we have reached almost not the apex of human potential. We're about to embark on the apex of human potential. And it's like many different factors all converging to make like a perfect storm or a critical mass leap in consciousness, because people have been suffering for quite a few millennia. We've had high points in many cultures around the world through time. So there's magnificent things humans have done. But all the suffering and war and starvation and bad treatment of one another, and most particularly bad treatment of children, because they are the vulnerable among us. And when men and women have vulnerabilities, and men have vulnerabilities in relationship to women, when they are insecure, they don't trust each other. And that is always the foundation of not only dysfunction, but I was trying not to say bad behavior, but that's the word that is the words that came to my mind. It's bad behavior because you're not loving, you're not trusting, you're not hearing, and above all, you're not really genuinely communicating. You know, communication is something quite extraordinary. It's like a relationship is wonderful, but you can't have it if you don't relate. You have to genuinely relate. And when we're genuine, we're communicating. We're verbal, social beings. And so when we communicate with love, with respect, with regard, with curiosity, the whole climate of our lives, of our home life, of our social exchange with other people is changed. It's very powerful. So I do think so much human potential lies in, I used to say we're in the midst of an evolutionary leap, and it's one of consciousness, it's one of capacity to perceive. And what's happening is our brains are maturing. They're very immature, and in their immaturity, they don't understand, the two hemispheres don't understand each other. The logical mind wants to be right and linear, and how do you get, and how much is a book on it? And the intuitive mind is acausal, it doesn't care about logic. Logic is almost irrelevant because it's in touch with concepts never thought before. It's the genius spot. It's the place where new thought comes into being. And it can't be inhibited or smashed down or feared by the logical mind needing to be right all the time. And what we see in our world right now is so much either or thinking, black and white thinking. It's causing all kinds of problems, you know, in any kind of human institution, whether it's religions or politics or academia or judicial systems. There's just so much polarization because people are thinking simplistically. Now, communication stimulates because you're a soul, you're a person, you have feelings, you have a life. And when you talk to me about something, and if I listen carefully, I will begin to feel it. And it will trigger things in me, and I will respond. So great communication is actually receive, respond, receive, respond. And in the receive, respond mode, new information comes, intimacy comes, trust is born. So this is a powerful thing we avoid it like crazy. We try to do everything with uh, formalities, with canned words, words that are prepackaged, so to
Absolutely.
speak, to socialize ourselves.
Yeah.
We're always doing that, and it it has a place, when it's in the very beginning, maybe, or when you're just starting to talk to somebody. But truly, if we just forget ourselves like children do, and listen with wide eyes, and respond with enthusiasm or wonder or how'd you do that? Then we're alive, and it feels good. And this is what's missing between men and women, and it's missing between men and women and children. It's all of us together. So when women and men both decide with their different styles, that's the other big piece of information, is there's two different styles of them. So go ahead, you were going to say something.
No,
No, you weren't?
I had so many questions. Thank you, Patricia. Wow, that was so much like, yes, this is so true. This is something that we all need to understand, especially me being a business student. I feel, yes, you're always in those situations, where you are like, this is how you have to socialize, this is how you have to, it's robotic. And that is not relating. So I feel this is so valuable in all contexts, whether it is a personal context, whether it is a business context.
Absolutely.
It's really important to communicate with presence, with heart,
with
genuineness, with authenticity, which we call that. And how do you think, how does that look like for people, for, especially the audience that we are addressing, for women who want to get into technology, and that will be a very different world, or maybe if you are already in technology, what does it look like?
Right. This is such a very good question. And it's very interesting because women, as the main socializers of humanity, we give birth to babies, we talk to them, we touch them, we teach them how to eat and how to walk, and we socialize them. And so we are pretty good experts at it if we have some love there, like we love our children. When we love our children, we're patient, not always, but much more than any other person, because we care and we recognize they don't know things. And so in business, one of the most powerful things that makes you successful is when your client not only can trust you, but gets information they don't get anywhere else. So you're reliable, you're truly helpful, you ask them the kind of questions that let them share with you what they're needing, so you get a heads up about what they really need, not what you decided in a meeting about what you were going to produce this month or whatever. That's okay, but that's not it. The it is the direct connection to your clients and what they actually need. This is where the engine runs of success. This is where people trust your brand. We talk about brands, branding this. It always used to sort of annoy me because it sounded so phony.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's see how much we can lie to make people believe this brand. But that's not what it really meant. It meant you build a brand because you've been reliable, because you've got a good product, because you give good service. People trust you. This is the secret of every success. And when it comes to women and men together, they need to feel that the other is not going to undermine them, is not going to use them. And there are women know the power men have. They know they have power in the workplace. They know they have physical power sometimes over them physically. But what women really do underestimate, and since I'm talking mostly to women, I want them to know this. It's sort of a secret, really. First, how much men are wired, ready please women. They want to please women almost more than anything, but they have been shot down, humiliated, made to feel not competent so much. From the time of mother, who's not happy with what her little boy did, and maybe it's too harsh, to his first experiences with little girls at school, who go, ooh, and don't like him. And when they're innocent and they're interested, they get shot down. And then they turn into these little boys that are kind of ooh girls, that's the battle of the sexes begins. We need to understand how sort of obvious it is.
Okay.
If women have great powers when they come to they have power to change the socialization. They have power in a moment, let's say in a workplace where things are difficult. If they try to come on competing to the man will resent her. If she comes on, I am competent because I know how to help people in the workplace be successful. So I am not a threat to anyone. I am the most valuable person here because I know how to encourage people, give them good advice, give them information they're missing, and be of value. I remember once reading many years ago or hearing some business advice say the best way to keep your job is to be invaluable. But that's the best way to also not to get promoted, because if you're very, very good, they don't want you to leave. They want to keep you where you are. So that introduces another thing, that you can be flexible and you can move, and that you can support people when you leave. We do not in business come from the basic premise of support. We come from this premise of competition and secret power over somebody else. And that's unfortunate, and it does exacerbate, make more painful women and men's relationships, because it plays into the cultural problems of men having granted themselves power over physical bodies of women in many cultures and many places, and then maybe you could even say in almost in every culture. Even Western cultures where supposedly that's not the thing, there still is there's an intimidation, because women do love men. They want to connect to them. They're very excited to get to know them, but they're also very afraid of them and very angry at them. So there's these things sort of have to be seen to a certain extent, so that you can kind of become more lighthearted about it. And then you have courage. So then when you're in a workplace and somebody says something, they don't understand something, so you say, hey, how about if we try this? There's enthusiasticness. There's not, I'm better than you didn't know I knew. And women, when they get into that mode in the workplace, they'll be admired by some if they're right a lot of the time. They will be. But they'll also be resented. And then they wonder why they're resented. Human nature. And men want to please women. And all we really need to remember is the personal power every woman has. Every woman listening needs to know that in every circumstance where you might normally get angry or upset, if you could replay that circumstance with new words, like replay it until you had something you could say with a smile, or something you could say with some enthusiasm about how something is getting solved, and not be the bearer of worry, the bearer of being wrong, or maybe somebody else is wrong. It's a killer in our world right now, and it's part of this evolutionary leap that we are learning to let go of all that judgmental block and that stuff.
Yes.
And women have more access to both hemispheres of the brain than men do.
Yes.
So one of I have a whole thing which is kind of controversial, is they...
I feel we've been let me just put it, we've been very controversial till now, but it is so much learning. It is so eye-opening that yes, we do have certain, let me call it energies. Do you agree?
Yes.
So, this everything that we're saying right now might be like, oh, why? Why are you saying that?
Mm-hmm.
Why do women have to be a certain way? Why do men? No, they don't have to.
No,
there are just certain energies that are at work here, that are at play here, and we understand them to make them work to our benefit. Whether it's a workplace, whether it's a personal relationship. So it's always good to make that work for you as opposed to against you. And we are trying to understand those dynamics.
You're so right. You're right. You said it very, very well.
Okay.
and one of the things is that throughout human history, men and women have feared one another, and men have hurt women, women have hurt men. And I used to say, men beat women up with their fists, women beat men up with their words, with ridicule, with making men feel small.
And that is both of them sound so horrific. Both.
They're both horrific. They're both wrong. Horrific. They're horrific. They're both horrific. And one is not better than the other. They're both horrific. You're quite right. And to be aware of that sort of inheritance that we have, that's not really our fault in the sense that it's our ancestors who didn't quite figure these things out and they kind of handed it down to us. The thing that's so important is the point of power is right now. And it's not like women have to make nice to get along because they get angry when I say, being your most gracious female self, I want to just say, is an awesome power.
Yes.
It is so awesome it knocks the world out. And to be annoyed with that is unfortunate, like you were saying, because it works. And it's not a technique. It's an authenticity to your nature, to your talents, where you can think intuitively and logically at the same time. This was all necessary so the human race would survive. Women created civilization because they got tired of packing up the tent. And they said, let's build a house. Dig a well, guys. I'll take care of the vegetables, you guys go hunt. So they really created civilization. Women are great organizers because they can see many parts of things at the same time. And that's so valuable. And men really do actually appreciate it. They just don't want to be made fools of. And any time women have a temptation to belittle a man, notice it, hear yourself, because you're shooting yourself in the foot. You may get a momentary, I knew he didn't. A certain satisfaction like that, but you broke the bond. And men are there to serve. They want to serve women. They want to serve life. They want to be the defender. They want to be the hero. They want to accomplish. And women have great talents and are awesomely valuable. Valuable in ways we don't have words for, but are completely essential to the survival of humanity. We underestimate how valuable, intelligent, essential our nature is, our intelligence, our capacity to perceive things in unique ways, to solve problems, to be a multitasker. All of this is for survival of babies. And women have extra DNA. They have extras in the DNA that makes up male and female. There's an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. And there was a man many long years ago wrote a book, The Natural Superiority of Women. And he was an anthropologist and a biologist. And his name was Ashley Montague. And he said that if men weren't the ones labeling the genetic material of the X chromosome and the Y chromosome, as you probably know, 2 X chromosomes make a female, and an X and a Y make a male. He said, they just say X and Y, but actually, a Y is an incomplete X. It has less DNA. And it has to be that, and that makes the male. It doesn't make the man less. It means he can't have a baby. The more that females have, by definition, being female, to have a womb, they have extra power in their DNA, in their body, in their survival capacities, so the human race will survive, but also so that they become the mother of humanity. So they become the wife of the man. They enable the man to be the husband to the wife. They have power that is social and intellectual in the capacity to be flexible. And so all these great works to help women be successful in areas that they're kind of been shunted out of, it's very valuable because then women have freedom and independence. It's just completely wonderful. Because when women are not fearful, then they can be generous of spirit.
Right.
When they are fearful, they can't be that generous of spirit. And that's true of men too. So this is really the goal, is that humanity is more authentic in its communication in every way. And I like to say something that, you cannot tell the truth, which is essential to all connection and communication. You cannot tell the truth without kindness. Because if you tell the truth without kindness, it's like hitting somebody with a hammer. It hurts them. So you may be right, but if there's no kindness, if there's no warmth in your voice or your heart, no compassion and understanding that there, but for the grace of God, go you too. If we don't have that, we break the bond of communication. And likewise, interestingly, if there is kindness, abundant kindness, but no truth, then things become like codependent and dysfunctional, and there's the bedrock of the connection is gone. Truth is essential. Kindness simultaneously is essential. And if I could leave you with just that one thought, in every interaction you do with men or women or children, with friends or difficult people that you encounter, almost more so with the difficult people than with the ones you have a good connection with, every time you remember to put those two together, you will transform the outcome.
That is so powerful. And I feel this is so powerful for men and women, not
Absolutely.
just women.
Absolutely.
Everyone can learn from that.
Absolutely. And men do learn. It's interesting how men learn. Women are more logical, actually. This is the controversial thing, I think. I think women have, male and female each have, this is a generality, first of all, but men and women each have his own style, particularly when they're under fear. We both have both hemispheres. We both have intuition and logic. But when fearful, men go to the intuitive mind and lose words. They can't speak very well. And they only trust their intuition, which is what everybody says is different. The reason why we think women are more intuitive is because they're very verbal about their intuitions.
Yes.
They have better access. They have better connection to the two hemispheres. But when women get fearful, they get very linear. They get contract-oriented, rule-oriented, transactional, yeah, and they want to be right. And when they want to do that, men get afraid of them. And other women get afraid of them because it doesn't have enough kindness in it. And it doesn't have enough intuition, which is where empathy rides the brain that holds intuition. Intuition is feeling the other person.
Whoever that may be, man or woman.
Man or woman, friend or foe, young or old, your child, your responsibility, a stranger who's nuts in the street, whoever. Yeah, it is a power that I think reminds me of Lao Tzu, that the soft conquers the hard, that the yielding conquers the resistant, is a fact known by all people, yet utilized by none. This is like, I don't know how many thousands of years old, Chinese wow. lots of great. And it's that yin power, it's the yin force. Yeah. And that's what women, when they hold it, the left and the right become whole. So women are powerful by being feminine, not because they're supposed to, or rules or anything. It's where their power is, and they're trying to get the power that men have, and men don't even begin to have the power women have. They can't touch it. They can't find it. They need women to show them it by being it.
Wow.
This is
so we hold the power within ourselves.
Yes.
So we need to be proud of that feminine core and express it. One thing I feel, and that is so important, Patricia, I wish I can do that and I know practice it. I know it is more
all of us, my dear.
Practice it.
All of us, right?
True. It is not because what society says, what something you're supposed to be.
It's tough. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to be the girly girl. You don't have to be the tomboy. No. You just have to be your energy, yourself, and more so communicate with that purity of purpose, with that heart. So everything you've been saying, I hope I've been able to take in a little bit, and I hope all of you have been able to learn so much from it.
And what you just touched is that when you are doing that, you're loving yourself, because women really have trouble truly loving themselves. I don't mean saying me. I mean, radiant love from your own being and rejoicing in how loving you are, how wonderful you are, how powerful you are, how kind you are. This is an awesome thing. So you just sort of found it really fast.
Wow.
By talking about it.
Thank you for talking to me. We found it because we've been talking. And that is something that we love doing too. We love talking.
Yes, and we're good at it.
We're good at it. So we use this power. Let's use our power to communicate well, especially in your personal life or in your workplace. It's so important that we go from that place of power. You want to say something?
There's a magic power that you have at any circumstance and any time. When you are going to use your words that are eloquent, correct, powerful, true, observant, whatever your words are, if you add that they will be, when I say kind, I don't mean make nice. I mean non-threatening, with a warmth, with an enthusiasm. Enthusiasm means, I always think of it as entheosism, because theos means God and in means in. So when we're enthusiastic, it's like God energy is bubbling out of us. And when women do that, they are just so irrepressible. You just can't be. You can't do anything but surrender. You can't do anything but rejoice. And that's my biggest message, is I want women to feel their own beauty so truly that it's not out of, see, I'm better than, it's not like that. It's true. You are. You're wonderful. And then you're beautiful, and you are radiant, and you are influential, and you're happy.
Thank you.
Okay.
So let's only, I feel, tie it all together, because we've been talking about things like competition and collaboration.
Yes.
We've been talking about the power in our own selves, in our own energies, in being all the talents and qualities that we have in bringing our whole selves to our workplace, to anywhere we go.
Right.
And intuition and inspiration,
yes,
that you talked about. But
okay, inspiration is where genius comes from, and this is where you get ideas that nobody else has. And this is very valuable. So
yes,
if you're too rigid about being right, which is okay. I mean, there's protocols and things you have to know, and you have to do them correctly. I understand that. But the innovation of the tolerance for success being amplified comes from the good.
Amazing. I have one last question.
Please.
I would say, especially in the workplace, because here we are talking about these amazing things, and we need to have that. But how do we bring, in the sense that the radiance that we bring with us, how do those qualities manifest when we consider the other half? The other half of things, how we are in the workplace today. We're doing same jobs. We are doing important things. The men and the women are doing things that are, equal, and how we express the theme of equality.
Yeah.
And there is something called the unconscious bias.
Yes,
sometimes.
yes,
So
indeed,
the other half.
Absolutely.
So how do you, especially, let's call that a difficult person, but how do you deal with a person that might have that unconscious bias? And
which is like 80-90% of the people. Yeah, and even women have the unconscious bias against women. So, yes, that's true. But you know why there's this fear of women is because there's fear of women. Women had the power to make life, to grow it out of their bodies. In early humanity, men looked at women, and there was only matriarchy because you didn't know how babies came into the world. Only women could do it. It was magic. They could bleed once a month and not be wounded. Men were in absolute shocked awe for millennia over women. This was the period of matriarchy. And women kind of used it like men have used it because they were insecure too. And they said, yeah, you think I'm magic, but maybe I'll just die when I have a baby. They didn't feel that powerful, even though the men thought they were that powerful. So, but to answer your question, get right back to it, is to say that humor in the midst of great seriousness in the workplace sometimes that refuses to be intimidated, but is not using humor to make fun of anyone, but to just sort of laugh at the predicament. I just can't think of one right off the moment, but I've used it all the time. And when men can tell you're not there to sabotage them, they will start protecting you. They will start backing you up. And this is a revolution in the workplace. And there's a lot of fear on both sides, and it is the toxic problem. And it feeds itself. And so anytime you can undo a fear, you have transformed a piece of the world, and you have empowered yourself beyond measure, because you did the most crucial thing is you reduced the fear in the workplace. And when men aren't afraid of you, they're going to help you, and you're going to help them. And then we're laughing and we're enjoying our wittiness and our abilities and how fun it is to work together.
Absolutely.
And that is a different thing.
And we are coming back to collaboration and communication here, which is very, very important, which is what we're trying to address. So if you had, especially to come from a place of love, in a way, even in the workplace, to come from a place of support, a place of kindness,
right.
To collaborate instead of compete. And this, I would say, again, energy, this is true for both men and women. If only we valued certain qualities or certain energy in the workplace more than we do today, we would be so much happier. And how do women, as empowered beings, as you empowering yourself, bring that to something which is, say, so male-dominated today? So in a male-dominated field, how do you bring that? One practical tip, how do you communicate with that?
I have two thoughts come to mind. First, remember the word communication. The word communication comes from commune. And there's like Holy Communion in certain churches. There's the communion of souls. There's a communion is a very powerful, almost sacred connection. So when you remember that communication has within it a desire, at least, for a certain sacred connection, which means there's no fear then. I forgot the other thing. There was another thing I was going to say. So there's the communion and the communication, and what did you just say? I forgot what it was.
Collaboration? No?
Yes, it is about collaboration.
But
So then it's safe to collaborate. It's safe, and you thrill at Men are actually very good at this, and that's why they only like to work with men, because men will do it with each other. I'm not saying men won't be viciously competitive and mean to each other, they will. But one of the interesting things about men is they can fight and fight and fight, and then when the day is done, they close the door and they go play golf together. Now, if it were, I think of stallions and mares, of horses, as nature of mammals, and the characteristic of the stallion is, he's strong and he's going to defend his herd, really, his mares. But the lead mare is the one that if there's like a wolf pack is coming or something, animals preying, and they're worried about the babies, the lead mare will stop, turn around, and kill the wolf. Will not chase it off. The stallion will chase it off. And he will kill it if it's right there. But you can see the calculation in the female of the species that is very intense and very powerful for protection and survival. This is in us also. And when it's a little broader to humanity, to a joy inside ourselves at our intrinsic power to make life better in the workplace, solving problems, cheering people up, being cheered yourself, accepting being cheered up yourself, the communion of it, the communication of it. This is revolutionary. I know this can sound very Pollyannish, very, very nicey nice, but the truth of the matter is it works so crazy. And you don't have to do it all the time. You can't do it all the time, probably. But if you do it once in a while, when you can think of it, you'll be amazed at what happens. And as soon as you start getting the hit, oh my God, this works, then you will try it in different circumstances more and more. And you'll start to rejoice in the freedom of not being defensive, of not being worried that you're going to be, and men will begin to trust you too. And, there's all this, the sexuality is a whole other issue that makes things complicated. And we haven't even touched that.
We haven't even touched that.
And we don't need to touch that really, because right now, in the workplace, women having the integrity of not being afraid, having integrity means whole, having all your parts, having the integrity of not being afraid, having the integrity to have a sense of humor, that cheers people up, that makes people feel relieved. Men will gravitate to you as a good guy, a good egg, somebody trustworthy, and that is the highest compliment a man can give you, because basically he's afraid of you all the time, as are unfortunately women afraid of men all the time, and women hold it as being angry. They're mad at them, and of course men are mad at women too. This is what we have to let go of.
All the fear.
Because why? It's useless. And every opportunity, you don't have to do it every time, like I said. You can't do it all the time. But if you know this and you start to consider it, just consider it. Then, bit by bit, incidents will occur, and you'll try it, and you'll find out suddenly some guy will say, I always thought you were difficult to work with, and you're not. I'm so grateful you helped us with this. And you're going to go, where did that come from? This was the tough pain in the neck guy I didn't think I could get along with. And then suddenly you can. So that's what I'm just trying to plant a little freedom. Freedom to feel good about yourself and know how magnificent you really are. And I don't say that like, nice things to say.
Yeah.
Pretty magnificent. Yeah. The females are awesome. They do have power. And with that power, they need to feel the kindness and the love so that their power manifests more purely.
That is amazing. That is such a great last message, Patricia.
Thank you.
That is, for me,
thank you for asking.
Power with kindness. That is so powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's time, especially whether it's a co-worker, whether it's a friend, whether it's someone you get along with and work well with, or whether it's that difficult guy, which if we let go of the fear, and if we manifest our power, we stand strong, of course. We put our voice out there because you should, but we communicate with kindness, as well as strength, as well as knowing that we have that within us. And we can communicate with our own power, our own courage, and our own kindness,
And our humor.
and our humor.
You know, I remember I worked for TWA, and there was one of the big vice presidents of the company was there, and he was one of those kind of sexist guys who always make a comment about women. And he was he was walking behind me, and he made some comment about my legs or something. And I stopped him and said, "Excuse me, what? I didn't say anything except what?" I let it hang there, and he got all flustered, and he stopped and said, "Oh, nothing." And it was not, I didn't attack him. I just almost act incredulous. I don't think I heard what you said. You didn't mean that, right? And I didn't have to say that much. Just, excuse me, what was that? And it all changed. I just want to know I want people to know how powerful it is. I call it shining the light on something without hitting them on the head. Okay.
So shine your light.
Would you take a question here?
Please.
Okay. Loretta Rain says, it's okay. Hi, Patricia. What would be your view in regards of men being culturally more prone to hide or cover their failures instead of admitting it and trying to learn through that on how to best do next time? She has two more. I feel that we women are more open regarding to adopting a posture of it is a learning process, because often men assume we are not the same on a topic anyway.
Let me answer that first question while I have it in my mind, because I think when men have great trouble admitting they've made a mistake, it's very potent conditioning they've had through their whole lives, and they've been shamed greatly for it. And I have a grandson, and when he was little, he always wanted to win when we played games, and I let him a lot, and then I decided that wasn't healthy. So I won one time, and he went, and he said, "I didn't win, Nana." And I said, "Yeah, honey, but if I didn't win, sometimes I'd never want to play." And then he said, "Oh." And I said, "Besides, it's kind of fun to play the game, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and then you learn things. And it actually can be fun." And he got it. This was the rare thing. He got it. And he ran home to his little brother, and he said, "Guess what? You can play a game, and it's okay if you lose." His brother said, "It is not." It's like, so all I'm trying to say is, you got to give him a break. It's kind of hard.
No.
And the best way is to do it sort of like we just did.
Yeah.
You know, you can say, "I know, God, isn't it terrible how we have to be right all the time? And how the heck are we ever going to learn what needs to be changed if we don't make mistakes?" If you're not making mistakes, you're not living, you're not trying, you're not contributing, you're not doing something new. You have to make mistakes. So that's crucial. And once you have a manner and an attitude and a sense of humor about it, they're going to want to be around you when they make a mistake, because they're not going to feel bad. They're going to know that something's being learned.
So what you're saying is that to be, if you can make it more acceptable,
Yes.
more acceptable to make
Truly,
mistakes with humor, with,
not only
with
acceptable, valuable.
sportsmanship and sportswomanship, I would say. Yes. So if you could make that acceptable, that would be one way.
Anytime you made a mistake, you tried something, you took it, it's a mistake, and then you go, "Oh, that doesn't work, I got to remember that." This is the cumulative way we learn everything. And we only pretend we already know we don't make a mistake. You have to make mistakes.
She has two more follow-up, and I'm not entirely sure what it means, but I'll read it.
Okay.
I feel that we women are more open to adopting a posture of it's a learning process.
Yes, less.
Because often men assume we are not the capital letters significant matter expert on a topic anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, this is, you know what, this is about men feeling respected. It is a male thing to sort of want to be the hero, to want to save you, to want to be right, to want to accomplish properly. They take it very, very seriously. It's built in. So we have to take it seriously because it's built in. But unfortunately, on top of it, it's exacerbated by cultural treatment, not only of men as men, but as little boys, by mothers, by fathers, by teachers in school, by friends, by little brothers. I mean, you just can't get away from it. So um, it is something to sort of smile at and say, God, I know, isn't it tough? How the heck will we ever learn anything if we don't make mistakes? When you have that kind of matter-of-fact attitude about it, it's not making nice, it's not being condescending, it's just cutting everybody a break. And women can do that very well with great authority, actually, because that's the authority of the mother that says, "This is good, honey. You figured this out. You're learning this. Good on you." And that is heard by men, and they only tell you you're not the valid person to give this approval because they're afraid. You know, it reminds me when people I worked in the Institute of Personality Assessment and Research at Berkeley, and men didn't like being uh, being wrong. So, oh gosh, that went out of my head. I was going to say something about that happened there. That when men want to be right, they feel that if they, oh, what was I going to say? Something about women and men together. All I can say is women can undo this as nobody else can. And this is our great gift to humanity, is that we're not going to let places be crazy, intimidating places to men or to women. And women have the power with kindness, with a little bit of humor, with tenderness, with, excuse me? Like, I couldn't believe that. What was that you said? So, by shining a light on things, the people see it and then suddenly they correct themselves. You don't have to make a big deal about it. You don't have to elaborate it a lot. You don't have to point your finger at it and explain every little detail of it. Just say, what? Just, that's so powerful. What? Then they start thinking, ooh, there's something missing here, there's something I didn't say right, something wrong. And then they look at it. They start looking at it. And when they notice it, go, gosh, that's great. Yeah, I see. It's not making nice. It's not being phony. It's being authentic to the situation as it stands. And the situation as it stands is very wounded. It's very wounded. Women are getting wounded, men are getting wounded, and we have the power, more uniquely than men do, to create the space to give up doing that wounding.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is good. Very
may
good.
I ask one last question?
Please.
Because in relation to that, especially I would say, first one observation, it is also the courage of asking that question, of being able. So have that courage to speak up, of being able to say what. So, but in a kind way. But also, okay, please
I was
go
going
on.
to say, when you have the courage to speak up, there's all kinds of different reactions. I can hear women going, oh yeah, all these little different reactions men may have. Some men will be like, what kind of question is that? And some men will say, don't you know that? Or, they'll get defensive, especially when they don't know. So, or they don't want to be put on the spot. So when you ask a question and you get any kind of little defensive response, you say, I just want us to make it clear. So I'm asking the question because I want us all to have maybe an expanded view of this. So you don't have to just collapse like you're being intimidated by their fear. And if you have a real question, it's valid. If you're missing information, then you're missing information, and say, well, if they try to give you a hard time, you can say, well, if there's missing information, I'm asking you, tell me.
Okay. Yes, just to
it's
have that,
easy. It's easy.
confidence to say that.
Yes.
Just the
Confidence is faith in the dance. Confidence does not mean, I break up words all the time about what they mean, and confidence does not mean come from faith in the dance. But every time I see confidence, I think faith in the dance. Because if you have faith in the dance, you know how when you're dancing, you may know the steps, but you may make the wrong step. But if you got a great partner and the music is great, you invent almost a new, you invent something new because you caught it and you invented a solution, and it's better. It's what makes it better. It makes all the applause because it's a unique new step. This is the confidence. I send every woman and man listening to me ever. Confidence is the joy of being alive in your heart and rejoicing at the adventure. It is an adventure. Nobody knows everything. Nobody can ever know everything. The more you know, the more you know you don't know. The more conscious you become, the more unconscious you realize you are. So you're always in a position to grow. And thank God.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank us.
Smile. Smile. Smile.